Hello everyone, how you doing? Marvellous day for a bit of shit crack about politics, isn't it? I'm well aware, by the way, obviously this isn't a BBC News story, but the BBC does a pretty shite job of talking about American politics, so we're going to have to leave it to ABC. Huzzah, Mankflyer, how you doing? Glad to see another lot of people in. Ted, Jen, how are you? Sadwings, Harold, Chris, Two-Tone, Professor Andy, Alex Hunt, yellow to you. MGH, how are you? Zardos, Quinny, Quimmy Savile. Debs Red, Davey Lampard, Craig Hewitt, Tommy Walker, Paul G, Sean Wright, Derek, how are you? Corporal Clegg, Mr. Smith, Terry Wuckfit, Kate, good to see the mods in, Zardos, The Sash, Gruppenführer's in, Mark McCoy, Alan Lloyd, who else? Anyone I missed? This is England, Blue Nose, Mankflyer, Alex Hunt, Widow Shins, Gavin Wilkinson, at least it's not Gavin Williamson, Sean Wright, Terry, Stevie Ray, how are you doing? Right. There's the Oxbridge pleasantries done. Boondock now then. Plenty of talk about here, because I've had a few days off, haven't I? Spent the weekend enjoying my fucking life, which is important, isn't it, in this day and age when the world's gone completely tonto. That last video I made about Joe Rogan, honestly, it raged me up. I can't believe how bad everything's got. You know, last time I was home, a mate of mine, he tried to get me to watch that Netflix series, if anyone's seen it, about tyrants, the Tyrant's Playbook. And I watched the first couple, and I was just sitting there going like, so we're basically doing all this now then, are we? Like, if you watch that show, they walk you through all the stuff that the big tyrants of history, Stalin, Mussolini, Hitler, the obvious. I'm sick of Hitler. They should leave him out of these fucking documentaries. I'm sick of hearing about him now. It's like in high school, elementary school, Hitler, Hitler, Hitler. Every time there's an argument, Hitler, literally Hitler. Can we shut the fuck up about Hitler? I'm sick of hearing about him. You know what we should have done? Spent a little bit more time telling people about communists. Why don't we tell them as much about Stalin as we do about Hitler? It's just Hitler all the time. Stalin's death toll was worse. Mao's fucking death toll. Why don't we spend a bit more time talking about commies? The kids now who think it's cool to be a communist, if they had the same education I did about the right wing, the far right, the nationalists, the Nazis, if they got a balanced education and learned about both sides equally, instead of just battering you round the head for fucking 6 years about Nazis, maybe we'd have a normal centrist society where people would see excess on both sides of the aisle always leads to the same fucking thing. And it does. There's loads of twats on Twitter love to try and use sophistry. Like I said, they hate it when you call a communist in this day and age. They know how bad the word is. So the second you call a communist, they go, I'm not a communist, I'm a neo-collectivist, or some bollocks. Trying to wind people up in fucking sophistry. You're a communist. At least Ash Sarkar was honest about it. Said, I'm a fucking communist. And they'll still point it out and go, she's not a communist. Well, she said she is a fucking self.
Democrats far outnumber Republicans in California.
Yeah, we're confident that we'll get people are excited.
Fuck off. Didn't ask you to play. ABC 10. Yeah. Just call it what it is. They'll point at Ash Sarkar and go, she pays her taxes. She's a journalist. She's a professional. She's not a communist. She goes on fucking TV and says to Piers Morgan, I'm literally a communist, you idiot. And they'll go, nah, course she isn't. What more do you need? If the rare honest ones tell you what they are the fucking selves, what more do you need? It's like when you get a fucking mad mental jihadi. Again, I'll never say the I or the M word, but you lads know what I'm on about. A practitioner of a very specific religious ideology. They get out there, right? And they go on fucking telly. And they go, I did this for Alan's snack bar. I did it for him. All I care about is Alan's snack bar. It's all I give a fuck about. I live for it. Every morning I get up and read the menu 50 times a day. Every day I get my special Alan's fucking snack bar mat out and I get on my knees and I pray to Alan. Fucking love Alan. And I read the menu back to front, up and down, backwards. I can recite Alan's menu without even fucking... I don't even need the menu. I can fucking leave that in the shed and I can tell you what every single chapter is on Alan's fucking menu. I love him. I love him. Why did you do it? For Alan. For fucking Alan. And then the journalists go, yeah, but he didn't know, did he? Nah. No, he was raging against society. Fuck me. It must annoy them. Like, if I was a serial killer, if I was a misogynistic serial killer, like a bit like Ted Bundy, but less mental and more just cold, logical hate. If I was a misogynistic serial killer and I hated women and all I wanted to do because of some irrational, a bad childhood, was kill women. Because I was convinced that women were pure evil and everything they did was evil. If I happened to have a bit of a tan and follow a different ideology, I'd go out, stab 100 women in the face, and then when the media come and surround me, I'd go, I fucking hate women. Let me tell you why I hate them. I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. Tell them the whole fucking thing, and they'd go, yeah, but he doesn't though, does he? No, he hates capitalism. Well, I'll be there going, I'm right here. No, of course he doesn't. I'll tell you, he hates Bill Gates. Yeah, he hates the Walmart brothers. It's like, they fucking tell you why. If they keep telling us, why don't we listen? It's fucking mental. It's mental. They tell us. I'm a communist. No, but she isn't though. Let me, the educated middle class arsehole, tell you what they mean. They fucking told us. If they keep telling us, maybe we should listen. Christ on a bike. It's not rocket science, is it? They do my fucking head in. And this is what I was getting at before I went on that little rant there. This is what I was getting at. I watched that fucking programme about tyrants. And don't tell me we aren't doing all of that stuff now. In America, seriously. Sadwings, you'll love this, right? These 5 observations I made just from thinking about that fucking TV show, right? So they go, here's the tyrant's playbook. Control the media. Don't let them tell people the truth. We fucking do that. We do that 100%. Rogan has a fucking scientist on there who goes, we've been using this drug since 1975 and over 300 million people have used it. I'm trying to be a bit wary of my words as well because I know where this can lead. I'm not going to mention names or places or anything. If you know, you know. And they go, we've had this certain drug. We've used it since 1975, since before I was born, right? We've used on at least 300 fucking million people. But if you even mention that maybe we could try, you're not saying anything concrete, you're not saying it definitely does X or Y, you're just going, we've used it since 1975 and we've used it on 300 million people. So can we so it's safe, right? If we've used it since 1975 and we've used it on 300 million people, definitely doesn't make you grow a third arm out of your fucking arsehole, does it? Definitely not. So maybe we could just try it. Fucking hell, he's a baby raper. He might as well have fingered the Queen on the 9 o'clock news. Oh my fucking God, kill him. Just kill him. Facebook, Google, Twitter, kill him. Wipe him off the face of the fucking earth. Citibank, close his bank accounts. Turn his fucking power off. Leave him a shit-covered homeless man sleeping in a doorway. He deserves it. Why? Because he talks about something that's a fact. I mean, we're basically doing it. So there is no truth anymore. They control, just like Idi Amin, they control the narrative, don't they? The MSM. It's fucking Idi Amin. Idi Amin, if he wasn't a big hard-looking bastard, that's Joe Biden. Control the media. You're not allowed to say things. I can't say certain things now. That's why I'm always talking about fucking snack bar menus and bastard arms growing out your arsehole. Because you can't say anything. You have to just live the lie. We all have to do it. And I'm complicit, right? As a man with integrity who doesn't tell fucking lies, I feel bad even doing this, right? But I've had to make the hard decision, right? And the hard decision is, do you watch your words and try and be as circumspect as you can so that at least some people will understand what you're talking about? Or do you just go, I'm not playing the game on, I'll delete my fucking channel and I won't talk to anybody? Hi, independent news media. Always the same pleasant greeting and nothing else. Hello. Pfizer, don't name them Sadwings. I don't want anyone to have an excuse. We know the crack, right? It's fucking mental. You can't... I mean, think of that. Citibank closed down a bloke's bank account because they said it harmed their brand. That is Idi Amin shit. When he threw all the Asians out and stole all their shit. If the banks are just like, fuck you, you can't use our bank, that's Gestapo bollocks. You can't just fucking stop people being allowed to... Can you imagine? It's like if you've got a mortgage, your life's fucked up if your bank says, we're not giving you your mortgage anymore, you owe us 300... Will you fuck off?
Republicans in California.
Oh, yeah, we're confident.
Why does this fucking thing keep... Can I just turn the volume off? Oh yeah, that'll work. Weird how it just starts itself periodically every 5 minutes. It's fucking lunatic. Lunatic shit will live. Like I said, go watch that show. Idi Amin was the interesting one I watched. All the fucking shit that he does, that's what we're doing now. Lie to the public, control the media, spin the narrative, find someone to blame. Find someone to blame. Fucking hello, what the fuck? What do every single fucking day? Straight white man, tax the rich, tax the rich, tax the rich. Find someone to blame. Kill them all, kill them all. When they say get rid of them, they're not saying make them work in a burger place or, you know, that's one I seen the other day. If we got rid of the owners, we could have $20 an extra on our salary. When you say get rid of them, communist, you don't mean make them join in with us, do you? You don't mean get rid of the owner so someone else can take care of the logistics and paying the bills and sorting out the supply chain and actually fucking opening the thing in the first place. Someone else can take care of that. We'll get the owner to do the same job we are. You don't mean that, do you, communist? When you say get rid of them, you mean what they did to the kulaks, don't you? That's what you mean. Get rid of them, yeah? It's fucking awful. And these cunts never get silenced. I get banned left, right and bastard centre for saying the most timid things, obvious jokes as well, by the way. Obvious humour. Like Chubby Brown. Obvious humour. And they go, hate speech, ban him. Then they say things like, get rid of the rich. Get rid of them. And then, well, how do we get rid of someone? There's only fucking 2 ways you get rid of someone, right? Tell me if I'm missing something. I think there's only 2 ways you get rid of someone, right? You either fucking murder them or you send them to a penal colony. I mean, that wouldn't work nowadays because we've got planes. So you can't send them to Australia. You'd have to fucking send them to Mars. So that's the only 2 options when you want to get rid of someone when you're a communist, right? It's either kill the fucker or ship them in a sardine can to fucking Mars, which is basically killing them anyway. And they can say that all day long. AOC and the far left, David Lammy, they can spew the most vitriolic hatred about conservatives and nobody says anything. But if me or Paz or We Got a Problem or fucking Rotten Politics or any of the people I like on YouTube say any fucking thing. Sargon, the reason he basically left the platform behind is because he's like, I watched him years ago. He's basically got me into YouTube. And it was like, say something tepid as fuck. And he's like, bam, you're done. You're done for a week. Take that, you cunt. It's like, what? But David Lammy can basically say, I'll tell you what the problem is, fucking whitey. And no, oh, well, that's fine. He's only scapegoating fucking 500 million people. Pulling an Idi Amin. Idi Amin did it with the Asians. How is it any different? When Diane Abbott goes, you know what white people do? Like we're all a fucking collective. Like we all share a fucking arsehole. Do you know what white people do? They're all the same. No, they aren't. You've got Owen Jones here, me here, fucking Ted Bundy over there somewhere, fucking Fred West. We're all a bit different. Toddlers, babies. No, but we're not collectivists. But they collectivise because they're doing Idi Amin shit. Ooh, whitey. You know what white people do? It's pure hatred. It's pure hatred. If anyone like me ever went anywhere near, do you know what X does? First of all, I wouldn't say it because I'm not a fucking moron, as I keep pointing out. I've got all the time in the world for someone that agrees with me. That's a normal fucking... Sounds intolerant, but I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say I fucking love communists and socialists. I don't like the cunts. I think they're stupid. I think they're naive. I think they're infantile. I mean, it's not hatred, right? They despise conservatives. This is another point I've made many times. They actually think we're evil. That's why they always kill you or put you in a fucking gulag. I just think they're stupid. I don't like hanging out with stupid people. I can't be bothered. You go and sit in a corner and read the fucking Gruffalo. I don't have the time to educate you. It's not my job. Just because you didn't stick in at school, it's not my job to educate you. I can't be bothered. I like sitting in a pub with people like you lot and having a chat and having a bit of crack and talking about the fucking issues of the day. I don't like it when I say to someone like, fucking hell, did you hear about what happened to Charlie Hebdo? And they go, what? Like naive lefties do. Like I told you, like a lot of people at work out here. I went, fucking hell, did you hear about Charlie Hebdo? And they're all like, who's he? Is he a baseball player? I can't be fucked with these people. So if you're a lefty daft cunt and you want to live in cloud cuckoo land because you feel comfortable and safe, deluding yourself constantly, I don't like you. We've got nothing in common. Your crack will be shit. You're not fucking funny. You bring nothing to the relationship. So I don't want to be your mate. I don't think you're a bad person. I just think you're as thick as a Docker's sandwich. Don't take it personally. But they think I'm fucking evil. Evil. Because they believe a stereotype. I'm an individual. I take everybody on fucking face value. I care about what's in the fucking head. And they think I'm evil. While Diane Abbott goes on TV and says the problem with white people. Outright fucking hatred for 500 million people. And apparently I'm the fucking bad guy because I go, I just care about what individual people think. And if you're a black dude, you happen to be a black dude who votes Conservative and leans Conservative and likes to talk about current affairs and lives in the real world and doesn't have a head full of cow shit like a fucking communist, I think I'll get on really well with this person. Don't know anything about said person. I haven't met him yet. But I think I'll get on with him because he sounds like the type of guy I'll rub on with. I don't fucking care what he puts his cock in, what he fucking looks like, anything. But apparently, we're the bad guys. Again, the world has gone fucking mad. Mad as a hatter. Mad as a box of frogs. Daft as a brush. Whatever analogy you want to use. The world's gone fucking crazy. So the fucking tyrants are in charge. And they're demonising and blaming and doing all that tyrant shit. Find someone to blame. Control the media. Lie to the fucking people. Demonise a group. We are Idi Amin's Asians. Normal fucking conservative, centrist, reasonable people are Idi Amin's Asians. That's us. And it isn't just straight white men. You know, there's a ladder. We're just at the very bottom of it. It's even black women, if the black women vote Conservative. Because the fucking gloves are off with Candace Owens, aren't they? I mean, listen, look at the fucking state of Newsom, and I can segue now and finish. I always open with a rant, and I'll move on to the story of the day. And I can segue into it by saying this. They're even doing it with Candace Owens and other black people, because Gavin Newsom, the soy boy in chief that runs California, the moron that runs this state, is a Patrick Bateman looking, posh, privileged, millionaire cronyism. All the families are linked. They've been in politics for fucking decades. He ticks every box. Every fucking box. In fact, let me just find you a picture of him because he just looks like a shitbag. Newsom. Honestly, Patrick Bateman. Patrick Bateman looking motherfucker. There he is. Look at that fucking picture. Look at that. Have you ever seen a more Patrick Bateman looking motherfucker than that guy? I mean, shit. That's him. That's him, innit? Privileged, slick back hair, sharp suit that's probably about 10 grand. That suit probably cost more than my fucking car, right? Oily, perfect fucking Hollywood teeth. Ding, fucking blind you. Everything about him. And he's a sex pest. Shag anything with a fucking fanny. Fuck a hole in a tree, shag a barbershop floor, fuck an old man's armpit. Anything that moves, Newsom will fuck it. So he's a living stereotype, this fucking American psycho looking cunt. And get a load of this. This is his opponent. I shit you not, ladies and gents. I apologise, I'm assuming most of you guys are switched on and know all of this. But I'm obviously doing it because there might be some laymen in the room who don't know you much about US politics. That's his opponent. Right. I shit you not. That's his fucking opponent. This dude. And because, as I keep saying, it's about this communist ideology. He, the big fucking black dude, he has been called a white supremacist. Your eyes are not deceiving you. He has been called a white supremacist by that guy. Like I said, take your fucking eyeballs and polish them, put them back in. He, with a straight fucking face, oily, hypocritical, sex fiend, millionaire. He's every toilet, living, sloshing, full to the brim, Glastonbury Portaloo, yeah, with 20-day-old shite and joints in it. It's him, a sloshing, toppers, Glastonbury Portaloo of a man. Everything you can think of, he's done it. He closed all the businesses down in California and he left his winery open. He's got a chain of wineries, right? Restaurants. They were allowed to stay open the whole time. He closed everybody's down, but his was open. He goes to massive parties and doesn't wear a mask. He's a sexual deviant. He'll fucking bum a barbershop floor. He is bent. He steals money. He's multi-millionaire. He is a living cliche. He is a fucking Bond villain of a man. But because he's on the right party, the right team, as I talked about in yesterday's video, that fucking guy there, I shit you not, ladies. I'm going to have to repeat myself because I can't believe it myself. I feel like I've gone completely mental and I'm just living, I'm in a padded cell, eating mashed banana, having a conversation with a fucking brick wall that I'm convinced is a fucking webcam. This guy, the cliched Bond villain, calls this guy a white supremacist, and everyone goes, yeah, you show that nasty white supremacist. And the fucking black dude sat there going, like, he's as fucking confused as I am. I'd be less confused if the Virgin Mary marched into the press conference and said, jam your cock up me ass, Larry. That is how fucking mad the world is. That is how mad the world is. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else to say. It's fucking mental. There we go, ladies and gents. There's your white supremacist there. There's the evil, snarling face of white supremacy. Fucking mental. Off it, innit? So there you go. I cannot fucking believe it. Anyway, I went off on a bit of a tangent there. Now I'm segueing into the story I was going to start with. Right. There.
I'm not sure I understand.
Fuck off, Apple Watch. Everyone's interrupting me today. What don't you understand? My Apple Watch was like, I'm not sure I understand. I don't either, Apple Watch. They've just called a big black man a white supremacist. What the fuck is that all about? Not confused as well. He watches like, here, I have no fucking idea what's going on, mate. Right? So let's crack on. Ballot harvesting at play Newsom recall election. So what I'm going to say is, right, the reason he's got no chance, this poor bastard, Larry Elder, the world's first black white supremacist, right? is because they changed the law last year. And this is worth explaining. Guy's got an Apple Watch. There is no hope for him. Stick him up, punk. You are a miserable bastard. All you've done is whinge at me for like 2 weeks. I've got an Apple Watch because I like to go for a run and it monitors it and I don't need to take a phone out and I can listen to music while I'm doing it. It's like, it's not that complicated. I know you've got the convictions where you can like live in a cabin like the fucking Unabomber. And I do appreciate that. But at no point have I ever pretended that I'm willing to go that far. I'm a dull, middle-of-the-road chap who is willing to explore both sides of all of these things. I appreciate your utter devotion to the cause, I do. But I'm not interested. I'm the type of bloke who'll have a whinge for half an hour and then go to the fucking pub and forget about it. Yeah? I don't want to go, fuck, I'm not buying that pint. It might give money to the fucking Rothschilds or whatever. Maybe it fucking does. But I'm not that into it. Right? So just get over it. They changed the law with ballot harvesting. And this is why Newsom, this is what I've talked about, right? They changed the rules so it makes cheating legal. That's what I'm getting at. Lefty tosser, yes. I am a bit of a lefty tosser, Sadwings. Fair enough. They changed the rule to make fucking cheating legal. This is the point I keep getting at. When fucking Anne Frank was hid in a cupboard, right? That was against the law. And not telling the Nazis she was in your fucking cupboard, that was against the law. This is what I was telling Rotten Politics about the other day. Me and Rotten Politics were having a chat about it. They fucking changed the law. The law doesn't mean anything anymore because we're living in this authoritarian fucking shit show. It used to mean something back in the day. The rule of law, when all the Enlightenment fathers were talking about the importance of it. The rule of law. John Locke and people like that really made good cases about why the law is so important and you have to live or die by it. You have to be black and white with it and you have to have a jury of your peers and policing with consent and all of that stuff. But now, they don't give a fuck. They just change the law. So the law means nothing. You can't just fall back on the argument and go, yeah, but it's the law, so therefore I'm right. Because Tony Blair created a fucking Supreme Court that didn't exist. It didn't even exist. To make any fucking law he likes. So they just changed the fucking laws, right? And that's what I was getting at. Anne Frank in a cupboard, that's against the law. Not telling the Nazis, there she is, go and put her in the fucking gas chamber. That's breaking the law. And grassing the little kid in the cupboard up to the fucking death squad, that's following the law. That's legal. So legalese bullshit. I was actually arguing with my wife about this because she's going, oh yeah, but it's the law. Fuck, they change the law. They make the law say whatever they want. So all they do now is cheat. But they make it so it's legally cheating. Joe Biden clearly legally cheated to win. In my opinion, again, you can't say definitely you fucking get banned. It looks to me like they legally cheated. They keep saying the same words, don't they? As a defence. They say, oh, but there's no widespread fraud. Well, we know about this. I've told you, I listened to Mark Stein talking about it. It doesn't need to be widespread. Trump beat Clinton by about 70,000 votes. All you need to do is roughly shift about 25,000 votes in 4 or 5 states and you win the election. That's how tight it is in America due to the system. So it doesn't need to be widespread fraud. So they go, oh, there isn't widespread fraud. Yeah, but there is fucking fraud. We know that for a fact, right? Again, let's deal in only facts, so I'm not in any shaky ground here. Yeah, I'm not saying there's widespread fraud because there doesn't need to be widespread fraud. There just needs to be a tiny bit of fraud in exactly the right places. Again, Google it. Cleverer people than me that have spent more time in America. Fucking Google it. Trump won by about 70,000 votes. If you identify the 5 or 6 big swing states that you fucking need to clinch and identify the 5 or 6 counties in them states that you need to rig, you can fucking do it with 100,000 votes. So there doesn't need to be widespread fraud. There just needs to be the shit that we've seen evidence of. Some twat smackhead with 600 fucking ballots in his car. Some woman at the fucking voting booths in Philadelphia ditching 5 bin liners full of fucking Trump votes in a wheelie bin. That's all you need to see. So in my opinion, the cheat. They might do it legally, because again, my wife is a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat voter. Again, maybe that's why I'm a lefty arsehole and I annoy Sadwings and fucking stick 'em up punk, right? Because I'm a fucking middle-of-the-road arsehole. I like to see both sides of the argument, and again, I'm mainly here for the comedy value and a bit of bants. I'm not a fucking conviction YouTuber. I just go with the fucking flow and tell you my fucking opinions in a humorous manner. But my missus uses that defence because she's a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat and says, oh yeah, but it's legal. And I'm like, yes, but the law means fuck all because they control the law. Tony Blair installed a Supreme Court that never existed. And then we go at the fucking Brexit thing and they go, oh yeah, but the Supreme Court said so. Who gives a shite what the Supreme Court says? It's worthless. It was installed by one man, a war criminal, horrible, sneaky, slimy shitbag who, frankly, I would rather be Ian Huntley's best man at his wedding than fucking brush past Tony Blair in the street. That is how much of a shitbag Tony Blair is. I would rather suck Rolf Harris to fruition than fucking clean Tony Blair's windscreen. That is how much of a shitbag Tony Blair's. And he sets up the fucking Supreme Court. And everyone goes, oh yeah, but the Supreme Court said we can't leave the European Union. Fuck the Supreme Court. And again, I don't think I'm unreasonable. Oh, I don't think I'm like some loony fucking fruitcake. Oh, there's no such thing as law and all this fucking stuff. It's bollocks. It's like, I'm just looking at both sides of these arguments. When one man can invent something in the 1990s, don't tell me with a straight face, a fucking puny 2 decades later, the fucker set the Supreme Court up when I was a teenager. You can't then tell me with a straight face a few years later, oh yeah, that's the supreme law of the land. Well, no, it isn't. The supreme law in the land in England comes from the centuries and centuries of precedent and common sense and reason and enlightenment values and logic. That's where it comes from. Because that's reasonable. When people say that, you go, oh yeah, that makes sense. Hundreds of years of precedent, common sense, standing on the shoulders of giants, looking at what our intelligent intellectual forebears left for us and gleaning from their wisdom and changing tiny little ways, subtle changes over enormous periods of time. That makes sense. Don't tell me the law says when these shit cunts just change the law on a whim. Bollocks. So anyway, fucking hell, I'm ranting. I have 32 minutes and I still haven't got through the fucking one story I wanted to do. Ballot harvesting at plain and use and recall election. They've changed the fucking rules. English people, what is ballot harvesting? Allow me to tell you. So basically, what happened in California was when they had the whole legislature in 2016, they changed the rules so that anyone can return your ballot. Anyone. And it doesn't matter how many they turn in. So one bloke can fucking just start going around. It doesn't have to be vetted. Nothing. You can just rock up round loads of people's houses and go knock on every cunt's door and say, do you want me to help you fill your ballot out for you? I'll fill it in for you. Oh, you're old. It's like the equivalent of a gypsy knocking on your fucking door, talking about your double glazing while his mate goes around the back door and fucking rifles through all your cupboards, pinches your Kit Kat tin full of fucking penny farthings, full of fucking precious stamps, penny reds, that's what I meant, penny reds and penny blacks. My nana used to fucking go on about them all the time. Basically the equivalent of that. So the strategy, also referred to as ballot harvesting, is in 2016 they changed the law so anyone can return the ballots and there's no limit on how many ballots they can return. So all of the teachers' unions and the left-wing commie fucking groups bundled together, and there've been basically thousands of them going around everybody's house, all the old, all the vulnerable, all the poor people who couldn't give a flying fuck about politics and had no intention of voting anyway. And they're going, we'll fill this in for you, love. You're all right, here, there's $5. See you then. Or saying to them, ooh, have you heard about the white supremacists running against Gareth Newsom? And they go, no. And they go, fuck, honestly, a white supremacist running against Gareth Newsom. And they go, holy shit. Gavin Newsom, sorry. They go, oh my God, a white supremacist. Fucking hell, you better go and give that information. And they go, cheers, love. Not telling them that the guy's a fucking black man and he's running against an oily white billionaire. They go, oh yeah, have you heard about the white supremacist? And they go, fucking hell. That's ballot harvesting in a nutshell. So he's got no chance because Newsom is doing legal cheating. Was that somewhat, well, 35-minute roundabout explanation get my point across. The guy's got no fucking chance because of legal cheating. Probably could have done that. If I made that video without having an audience to shout at, I probably could have done that in about 5 minutes. but that would have been less fun, right? And less shouty. They vote the way they're told, block vote, not harvested. Yeah, they vote the way they're told. It's similar in Britain, right? But it's not as bad. Because the way they do, where literally one bloke can just get 1,000 ballots and march into a... Imagine that in England. A bloke walking into a fucking polling centre. You're at the local... My local one in Borough was a primary school. Can you imagine standing there at a fucking primary school about to put your vote in? And a bloke walks in with a bin liner with fucking 500 votes. Goes, there you go. America isn't a fucking democracy anymore. Just isn't. And it's funny, isn't it? Because the Americans, my fellow Americans, love to brag about America. Oh, it's a free country. America's less of a free country than I think nearly every other Western country. Because the voting system is a complete shambles. The voting system in America is way worse than in Canada. Way worse than in Britain. It's a shambles. The electronic counting's dodgy as well. America needs serious voting reform. Every election for 40 fucking years has been heavily contested. When Clinton won, they were like, oh, this is dodgy. Bush, this is dodgy. Trump, this is dodgy. It's every fucking election. Sadwings, prove me wrong. America's fucked. There is no integrity in the voting system here. In Britain, you could not walk into a fucking polling centre with 2,000 votes in a bin liner and go, there you are, lads, there's all the fucking votes. It's fucking lunacy. And that's not even talking about possible full-blown cheating or electronic cheating. I'm telling you, this is the shit that's legal. It's legal cheating in America. So Joe Biden, legal cheating. Newsom, legal cheating. It's fucked. Postal voting, it's a fucking shambles. If you can't, yes, exactly right, rotten politics. If it mattered, they wouldn't let us do it. If you can't shuffle your fat ass into a polling centre and fucking show them a proper ID and a fucking council tax bill and actually put your tick in the fucking box, tough shit. That's what the standard needs to be, because I don't trust any of these fuckers anymore. They cheat. Biden, Newsom, what's the point? And you talk about disillusion and anger and rage. Yeah, because we're getting fucking fingered. If you've got no confidence that the election's not going to be fucking rigged, what's the point in voting? What's the point? We might as well live in a dictatorship. All we've got in America is the best advertising. You know, like when you see an advert for San Francisco. I mean, and let's do it for a laugh, shall we? Let's do that. If I type in a San Francisco commercial, let's do that. Let's watch how good one is. Visit San Francisco. It looks fucking amazing. Well, I've actually been, and it reeks of shit. I went to San Francisco, and while I was eating a meal, I heard someone go, ew, and I turned round, and I was basically looking at an old tramp's lungs, because there was a homeless man having a shit. Yeah? I don't want to see an old man's fucking lungs while I'm trying to eat a piece of cheesecake. It's shit. Literally. There you go. There's a correct use of the term literally. Literally. I've just seen a homeless man's arsehole. Right? So what the fuck have we got in San Francisco that's good? Visit San Francisco. Ooh, ride the scars. Look at that. It looks fucking brilliant. Ooh, look at that fucking view. Yeah, well, tell me that when you've just seen a prostitute sucking an old man's cock, you know, outside the fucking cinema. Don't tell me about how good San Francisco is. All we've got in America is the best advertising. Ooh, freedom, elections, yeah, bollocks. All we've got in America is the best advertising. Sadwings, I know this is going to piss you off. Tell me which state you live in that's fucking free. You don't think they're rigging the elections in the Midwest? All we've got in America is the best advertising. We're the freest. Like when I was in Iraq, freedom radio. And the Iraqi said to me, the Americans think if they just tell us everything's freedom, we'll believe it. He knew what he was on about. All we've got in America, and again, I'm not having a pop at America because Britain's not a fucking free country. Nobody lives in a free country anymore. The UK has been a police state for years, and the America's better in some respects. America is much better for freedom of speech. But voting in America is a shambles. And it's been a shambles for decades. We knew it was a shambles when fucking Clinton got elected. We all live in a police state. I'm not having a pop in America. All I'm saying is, nobody's fucking free. Americans are like, oh, freedom. Who's fucking free? Really? They cheat in red states, don't they? They're cheating. There's militant fucking Democrat activists helping rig everything in places like Texas. We're all fucking, everyone's cheating. So I don't believe that red states are more free than blue ones. They cheat everywhere. There's just less people trying to cheat in fucking red states. It's a fact. It's not even my opinion, Sadwings, I'm telling you. There hasn't been trust in the American electoral system in my lifetime. I remember them talking about no election integrity when Clinton won. They talked about it definitely when Bush won. Michael Moore's fucking dog shit documentary. Al Gore. Al Gore really won, all that shit. There's no election integrity in America, and it hasn't been for decades. And until that problem gets fixed, we have not got the right to take the piss out of fucking everyone else when it comes to elections. We need to cheat more. No, we don't. See, and this is where I turn to a lefty tosser. We just need to make sure nobody can fucking cheat. I'm not the type of person, because I've got integrity. I'm not the type of person who'll support something just because it benefits me. I've said this before. I'm not rich. But I don't vote for forcing people who've got a second home to rent it out for cheap, because it's the principle of the matter. I'm one of the fucking few people who will vote against something if it is in my interests. I'll vote against my interests if it's fucking wrong. So I don't want more cheating. I don't want any cheating. I just want everything to go fucking by the book. I like procedures. I like rules. I like everything to just be fucking fair. And maybe I'm a naive, idealistic, angry bastard, but I don't want to see cheating by the right wingers. I wouldn't be pleased if Trump won and it turned out 5 years later he was a cheating bastard. I just want people to fucking have a system in place. It's fucked up. And that's all I'll say about it. Reagan's second administration was the last true election. Maybe it was, so you do agree with me then. That's what I'm getting at. We haven't got election integrity in America. So yeah, we beat them in some ways, but in other ways we don't. In some ways, in England, you're more free. Not freedom of speech, but freedom of, like, you can't get done for jaywalking in England. You can buy a beer easier in England. You can gamble. There's bookies on every corner. Loads of things I like about England that are more liberal than in the States. But America's way better for freedom of speech and stuff like that. The point I'm getting is none of us are completely free. We all live in varying degrees of police state. And all I'm saying is America isn't free. Not until we fix the fucking elections. Not fix the elections as in rig them. Fix the elections as in make them fucking reliable and accurate. Anyway, that's that. There was loads of stories I wanted to talk about today, but my voice is going. It's 45 minutes in and I haven't got... That was a lengthy fucking tirade. It must be because I've had a few days off and we missed each other. I wanted to do humorous look through the fucking future of Bond movies because we know what they're going to fucking look like. We know what they're going to look like and they ain't going to fucking look like that. I'll just leave it at that. Maybe we can do this tomorrow. Also, a few of the things I've been talking about proved right. Oh, look, weird. A bloke who's accused of raping and killing a 13-year-old. I got into England. Weird. I wonder how. He must have fucking Nightcrawler just teleported him in. It was him. Fucking X-Men. All them X-Men's fault. Crime. More fucking grooming. Weird. Who's doing that? Must have been me. Fuck it. Blame Anders Breivik. He dug a tunnel, went to Leeds, fucked a load of kids, crawled back to fucking Scandinavia. Yeah, must have been him. I'm giving you the whistle stop too. We'll come back to some of these tomorrow. Met Gala, yeah. Hundreds of posh people who all get dressed in the fucking dark. That's the Met Gala. What the fuck is that all about? And AOC was the least fucking daft out of some of these clowns. So we can do that tomorrow. That's a good one. Yeah. All right. We'll start on all that shit tomorrow. Trust me, you'll want to tune in for Met Gala because I do have a talent for taking the piss out of silly bastards who look like they get dressed by doing a dawn raid on the Salvation Army hostel and just pulling clothes off people's backs and running away. Yeah, so done. I've had it. Thanks for listening, as always. Liking, sharing, buying me beers, all that shit. Gotta have some motivation to come here. I don't get any fucking money off YouTube. Horrible bastards. Yeah, so thanks. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Always like interacting with you lot. Even you, stick 'em up punk. You wacky fellow. Thanks for all coming, mods, Sadwings, Kate. I appreciate it. And I'll see you all fucking tomorrow. All right? Have a good day or night, wherever you are.